Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lalit Rao. Thank you very much for watching Philosophy Network channel on YouTube. In this new video about Indian philosophy, I am going to speak to you about the Mimamsa System. The Mimamsa System was founded by Jaimini through the work Jaimini Sutra to defend and justify Vedic ritualism. It was the outcome of the ritualistic side of the Vedic culture. Its objective was to furnish philosophical justification for the beliefs on which ritualism depended. The Vedas have been held as eternal and self-existing. In order to establish their validity, the Mimamsa school discusses its epistemology, whose main objective is to show that the validity of every knowledge is self-evident. The validity of the Vedic knowledge too is self-evident like those of other forms of knowledge. Should there be a question of any doubts arising, uncertainties are eliminated with the help of Mimamsa arguments. Regarding the existence of the soul, like the Jain writers, independent arguments have been adduced by the Mimamsa writers to prove the existence of the immortal soul. These arguments refute the materialistic view that soul is nothing other than the body. For Mimamsa school, the soul is an eternal, infinite substance which is related to a real body in a real world. It survives death in order to reap the consequences of its actions performed here. 5 different sources of knowledge, Pramana, have been acknowledged by the Mimamsa school, namely perception, Pratyaksha, inference, Anumana, comparison, Upamana, testimony, Sabda, and postulation, Arthapatti. Knowledge by postulation is required when something needs to be guessed as the only explanation of an apparent conflict. There is also a 6th source of valid cognition propounded by Kumaril Bhatt. The 6th form of knowledge is called non-cognition, Anupalabdhi. The Mimamsa school is realistic as it believes in the reality of the physical world on the strength of perception. Although it firmly believes in the reality of souls, it doesn't believe in the existence of a supreme soul or God who has created the world. It differs with other orthodox systems about its views on creation and dissolution. It doesn't believe in any cycle, neither of creation nor of dissolution. According to Mimamsa epistemology, there are 2 kinds of schools, mediate and immediate. The validity of knowledge arises from the same conditions which give rise to that knowledge and not from any extra conditions. Pramanyam Sawatah Utpadate. The validity of knowledge is known as soon as the knowledge emerges because the belief doesn't await the verification of the knowledge by some other form of knowledge such as inference. This dual-natured Mimamsa view is called the theory of intrinsic validity, Svatapramanya Vada. Mimamsa school views error as the reversal of the right behavior. For its metaphysics depending on the validity of sense perception, the Mimamsa school believes in the reality of the world with all its diverse objects. It shares the unique view in Indian philosophy which states that the world is eternally there as there is neither creation nor total destruction. Thus, Mimamsa metaphysics is realistic as well as pluralistic. The Mimamsa school doesn't believe in a creator of the world. The yardstick of judging what is right or what is wrong is furnished by the Vedas. Hence, for Mimamsa school, a good life is a life led in obedience to Vedic commandments. The highest point of glory is reached by Mimamsa ethics, through its ethics, as the conception of duty has been formulated for duty's sake. This is an area where Mimamsa school shares some similarities with Kantian ethics. Lastly, Mimamsa thinkers embrace the idea of other Indian philosophical schools to accept liberation from bondage to the flesh as the highest good in life. Liberation is desirable not as a state of bliss, but as the total cessation of painful experience. Thank you very much for having watched this video.